Tish'a Be'Av, Tafshin Pei Aleph, 2021. This year, Tish'a Be'Av is going to fall on Sunday. That is to say that we're going to go from Shabbat straight to Tish'a Be'Av. People have questions, so we are going to give a brief summary of what we need to do before Shabbat, and then around Motzei Shabbat time, so the Shlishit, what to change, what to do. I will start with the things that have to do with everyone, and then at the end we'll speak about tefillot, because that has to do mainly with men, so we'll leave it to the end. And I will not cover every detail, because I want to give the main things and things that are you're able to ask any rabbi at any shul, who will not go through, just to save time and make it convenient for everyone. So we start with, of course, we should start with a blessing that may Mashiach come very soon, rebuild our third Bet HaMikdash that is supposed to be, that will be even greater than the first one. The second was less than the first one. God willing, the third one will be even greater. There will be more miracles, even more than the first one. So that's going to be Be'ezrat Hashem b'mehera b'yamenu. So we have 5 prohibitions on Tish'a Be'Av. The first one, Rahitza, to take showers. Sicha, any lotions, they're not allowed. Achila and Shtiya, eating and drinking is the same. That's number 3. And then wearing leather shoes and having relations. So those 5 things are not allowed. Rahitza is very simple, taking a shower, as we said, lotions. Not eating and drinking. We'll go into more details, who can drink, who cannot. There is Tish'a Be'Av in a way is stricter than Yom Kippur, because Yom Kippur we're allowed to study Torah. During the break, there is an hour, 2 hours break between the Tefillot and Kippur. People are allowed to study anything they want, but Tish'a Be'Av is a day of mourning, and Avel, a mourner, is not allowed to do anything that makes a person happy, and therefore we are not allowed to study Torah on Tish'a Be'Av. What do? We either study Hilchot Avelut, halachot of mourning. This is nothing, it doesn't make anyone happy to think of losing a relative, so that's allowed. Or we study the stories of the destruction. If you are interested to know where they are, please reach out and I will tell you, or ask the rabbi. Many books that are designated special for Tish'a Be'Av have them in it, so you'll find your way to read those stories. A person cannot do that. Maybe read something that's said about the Holocaust, about stuff like that, but do not do, obviously, not watching any movies that have nothing to do with the day. Tehillim, whoever can study the bad things, like things that are not making a person happy, is good. If you cannot do that, Tehillim is fine also. Now there is one more thing. So we said Talmud Torah, and then smell. Smell also makes a person happy. On Kippur, you can be happy, you're just not allowed to drink and eat. So smell is allowed on Kippur. On Tish'a Be'Av, do not take anything that smells good and enjoy it. Okay. Now, speaking about going from Shabbat, so that's Shlishi time, into the Tish'a Be'Av. So as soon as Shabbat ends, or even a little before, as soon as Shekiah comes, the sunset, Shabbat is out by stars out, which is about a half hour, 42 minutes, 50 minutes, depends how many minutes a person do. But I guess, most common is 50 minutes. So like, let's say, just per se, 8:30 is Shekiah, 8:30 p.m. At 9:20, Shabbat will be out if we do 50 minutes. So, on the first rule before Shabbat, on Friday, we have to take care of what we're going to wear on Tish'a Be'Av. We know that you can't come with Shabbat clothing, some people do it. They come to shul with Shabbat clothing, but they should come with regular day clothing, where it's morning time. It's not fancy clothing time. And therefore, but you can't go to the closet and take a pants that you never wore before, like a washed pants, that's totally clean, or a nice shirt that's totally clean was like something that you didn't wear from before. So therefore, leave the clothing that you wore on Friday and then wear it on Tish'a Be'Av. As for, also very important, shower on Shabbat. We are not allowed to shower with hot water on Shabbat. Only cold water. If a person feels that he needs a shower before Tish'a Be'Av, he has to take a cold shower. Hot shower, not allowed. Now, a rule of thumb on Shabbat is that there is no mourning on Shabbat. En avelut b'Shabbat. You cannot even show a sign of mourning on Shabbat. And therefore, we are eating Seudah Shlishit and doing everything regular like we do every Shabbat. We are not allowed to show any sign of mourning. Therefore, Seudah Shlishit regular. Every year we eat only one any tavshil, like a dish, only one. We sit on the floor. We don't sit together. We don't have that this year. We're eating with the family regular. You can sing Zemirot Shabbat, everything. Now, Havdalah. So now, as Shabbat goes out, now you shouldn't even change your shoes unless you're wearing shoes. You wear flip flops, just a regular or whatever. So then it's not showing mourning. But don't change your shoes for Tish'a Be'Av. That's not good. So as soon as Shekiah comes, we are changing our shoes. It's already, we're entering like a gray zone. And then we're getting ready. Of course, remember to drink. This is not something that I have to teach, but remember to drink enough from before. You change your shoes, then after Shekiah, change your clothing and make your way. The shul, every shul should give at least 15 minutes after Shabbat is over. So if Shabbat is over 9:10, 9:20, give people 15 minutes to either walk or drive and come back to shul, and then they start the tefillah. Now, what do we do with Havdalah? So obviously, we don't eat, and Havdalah is on the wine. So we cannot do Havdalah. What do? We do Havdalah Motzai Tish'a Be'Av. But before that, ladies, this is for you. Before that, remember, we are doing Borei Meorei Ha'esh. Now, why am I saying ladies? Because men do it in shul. So they're covered with Borei Meorei Ha'esh in shul. The rabbi is not going to forget, so they do it. But ladies, if you enjoy the light, Hachamim established a takana to say Borei Meorei Ha'esh. So you have to light a candle just like that, Borei Meorei Ha'esh. You should know that even during the year, the berachot of Borei Meorei Ha'esh and Borei Mineh Besamim have nothing to do. They're not. They don't depend on the Havdalah. So if I have only wine and then I'm in a hotel, or I have only wine, I do Havdalah only on the wine. When I come home, I can do Borei Meorei Ha'esh and Borei Mineh Besamim. So these are two different things. Of course, it's part of the Havdalah, but it does not depend on the Havdalah, and therefore this year we divide. So Besamim we don't do all together. We said we don't enjoy Besamim on Tish'a Be'Av because it's a day of mourning. Borei Meorei Ha'esh we do right on Motzei Shabbat. And the Havdalah, the regular actual Havdalah, we do Sunday night before we eat. Now, what if a person needs to eat? We know some pregnant ladies, sick people. Pregnant ladies also have to fast unless they have to ask the rabbi and the doctor. Or if the rabbi is a doctor also, he knows the halacha, but she cannot just make, unless she's sick. If she's sick, she doesn't need to fast. But if she feels good, she has to check with the rabbi. But I'm saying those who don't need to fast, al pi halacha, by the halacha, they're not required to fast. They have to do Havdalah. They cannot eat with no Havdalah. So therefore, Motzei Shabbat, or if she can wait until Sunday morning, before she eats, she needs to do regular Havdalah. Now, if she says, I don't know how to do Havdalah, listen, I'm not gonna do it. Either you do it for me, or I'm just gonna wait for you for Sunday, but she's going to eat or something, or vice versa. Do the Havdalah for her. Don't drink, she'll drink. You can say, because this is like Kiddush. You can do Kiddush for somebody, you can do a lot of some berachot you cannot, but those mitzvot you can. So you recite all the text, and at the end, after you finish, instead of you drinking, she will drink. Now we said to say Baruch HaMavdil ben Kodesh lehol, because we don't do Havdalah. Remember that we do say Havdalah in the Tefillah, in our Arvit. We do say Atahu Nantanu. So this is Havdalah in Tefillah. Okay, so until here we covered Motzei Shabbat. Now what happens Sunday morning, we said that we are not allowed to take showers. That includes also washing hands. Now we're not talking if a person is showering his child or he touched something very dirty, picked up something wood sort. We're talking about more washing for pleasure. So this is the prohibition, and therefore if it's not for pleasure, it's allowed. But netilat yadayim shaharit, in the morning we do until where the finger ends over here. So we have to wash all our finger, but we don't do like the whole hand like we do during the year. Okay, now tefillot. So prayers, we are saying, okay, so now there is a mahloket minhagim, but our minhag, Hakam Avadia rules to say Anenu in all the tefillot. You'll find it. If you use a sidur and you see that they don't have Anenu in that, they usually have it only, some sidurim have it only in minha at the end, the minha of Tish'a Be'Av. So what I do, if I have such a sidur and I don't have it in Arabit, now I want to say Anenu, I don't know it by heart, I open minha of Tish'a Be'Av in that same sidur, I see the text, I recite it, and I go back to Arabit. If you have any more questions about it, please let me know. Now, it's important for us to know that we have Sefer Torah and Birkat Kohanim in minha, Sefer Torah in Shaharit and minha. Birkat Kohanim we have also in Shaharit and minha. Usually in minha we don't have Birkat Kohanim. On Tzomot, fasting days, we do have. Now, if there is no at least 6 people that are fasting, there is no Sefer Torah in Birkat Kohanim we can do in the morning. Fine. But if there is no 6 people, no Torah in Shaharit in the morning, and no Sefer Torah, and no Kohanim in Minha. So it's important, guys, that we need 6 people that are fasting. Of course, whoever doesn't fast should not go up to the Torah. The Torah is about the fast, and you're not fasting. How could you go? Even if a person is sick, may everyone be healthy, but even if a person is not feeling well, he cannot go up to the Torah. Although he doesn't have to fast, but he's not part of it. He's not part of this aliyah. Should not go up to the Torah. Same thing goes for minha, no Torah, and you shouldn't do Birkat Kohanim. If he's a Kohen, for some reason he's very old and cannot fast, you should not do Birkat Kohanim. This is the takana. After tefillah in Motzei Tish'a Be'Av, we do Birkat Levana. If a person can bring shoes with him, bag with regular shoes, because we don't wear leather shoes. It's not nice to do Birkat Levana with flip-flops like that. If you can bring shoes with you, it's better. And here we finished all the halachot. I hope I remembered everything. And I wish us all, Be'ezrat Hashem Mashiach should come b'mehera b'yameinu, v'yibneh et bet mikdashenu shlishi bekarov v'Mashiach tzidkenu. And we should remember that the second Bet HaMikdash was destroyed because of sinat hinam, hatred, unnecessary hatred between each other, between Bnei Israel. We should fix it and rebuild our third Bet HaMikdash. So I wish you all Shabbat Shalom and meaningful fast.